All right, so, oh my gosh, it looks like the same screen as we had last time, but it's not. This is part 2. That means there's more. Oh my goodness, more to geometry? Yes! All right, so we're headed back off into that wide world of the outer space where there are all kinds of things. Remember, Euclid is our first dead dude. He started the world of geometry. But he's not the only one. There's all kinds more stuff out there. Okay? It's constantly changing, constantly evolving. And so we're going to talk about some more of these vocabulary words. Okay? How can there be more, Ms. Kopetsky? How? I mean, come on. Let's think about this. 2,200 years of this stuff, you don't think I would still have a job and still be teaching geometry if it was just 3 little terms, right? So, the first term we're going to look at is a segment. A segment is actually the most commonly used piece of information in geometry. A segment is anything that has 2 endpoints. Okay, so it starts at one spot and it stops at one spot. Now, when we look right here in this slide, you can see that I decided to use the constellations. I used the Big Dipper. When I look over here at this Big Dipper, I can see all of the different parts that connect to make it look like a dipper. Now, when we draw those segments, we use the names up here. The first segment starts at B and stops at G. So we just come over here and we drew that segment right there. The next one starts at G and goes to D. So I come over here, I start at G, I go to D. And I continue to do that over and over and over again until I have collected or connected all of these points right here. Now, the really nifty thing about a segment is I can find the measurement of a segment. We call that the length. How far is it from this point to this point? Fun fact, when measuring the distance between stars, it's really hard to find out how far apart they are. It took me a long time. So I had to do a whole bunch of research, and I discovered that this segment right here, even though it looks like it's just about a ½ inch long on my computer screen, is actually 23 astronomical units long. I don't know what an astronomical unit is either, but we're going to guess that that's really big. Okay? The next thing that we talk about in the world of terms and ideas is a ray. I'll check out this sunshine. Everybody knows we're a ray of sunshine. Now, a ray, in my opinion, is kind of a combination of a segment and a line. A ray has to start somewhere, and then it travels forever and ever and ever in one direction. So when you look at my picture on the screen, I'm sitting there, my cute little Bitmoji, I'm trying to get a tan. So I'm going to use that ray of sunshine. We know that that ray started at the sun, which we call point S, and it's going to travel all the way through space over here to Ms. Kopetsky, which we're going to call point K. When I name a ray, this is the one that is very picky. I have to begin with the end point. That means the spot where it starts, right here, S. And then I get to pick any other letter traveling in that direction. So this is kind of like saying, hey, sun, I want you to start a ray of sunshine, and I want it to go all the way to Ms. Kopetsky. Now, if I wanted a ray going a different direction, even if that ray went over here, I would still start it at S, and then I would tell you where it traveled to. Okay, when we name a ray, we always put that little bar with just the one direction arrow instead of both directions. Now, a lot of times we'll take 2 rays and we'll put them together and we'll give them a common end point. This is what we call an angle. That end point where they touch is a vertex. We have multiple ways that we can name an angle. So here we go. I got another constellation. I got Orion over here. Okay. Orion's belt goes right through the middle of Orion. It's these 3 stars. When I look at me and I measure from Kopetsky to the first star in Orion's belt and the last star in Orion's belt, I have created an angle right over here. When we name an angle, the vertex, the corner, the turning point, the point where those 2 rays meet up, always has to be in the middle, right there. So whether I named this one OKB or BKO, I still have to put the K in the middle. That's the rule. That's the most important thing about an angle. All right, now I'm done in outer space. Now you're going to have 2 assignments today. One of them is a matching game. You're going to click on next down at the bottom and you're going to find the matching. You're going to pair them up. You're going to find the ones that go together. And then you are going to click next again. And I've got a wonderful little, it's almost like a dot to dot, but it's using segments. So you're going to open that Google assignment and you're going to use the line feature and you're going to draw the lines between the points. You're going to follow along and you should end up with a nice, beautiful image. All right, like always, if you have questions, let me know.